Marcus thought he had done everything right. He was 31 years old, a software engineer in Austin, Texas, making $130,000 a year, a salary most people his age would consider a dream. He had spent 2 years saying no to things. No to vacations, no to upgrading his car, no to the nights out his friends kept inviting him to. Just him, a spreadsheet, and a savings account he checked every Sunday morning like a prayer. He had $58,000 saved. And then one Tuesday evening, he opened Zillow. The median home price in Austin, Texas in April 2026, $445,000. He stared at the screen for a long time. Then he called his father. His father bought their family home in 1998 for $148,000 on a logistics manager salary of $42,000. "You make 3 times what I made at your age," his father said. "What exactly is the problem?" Marcus didn't know how to answer that because the problem wasn't his income. It wasn't his savings. It wasn't his discipline. The problem was the math. And once he ran it, really actually ran it, he understood something that changed how he saw everything. Stay with me because these numbers are going to hit harder than you expect. Marcus's world. Marcus grew up watching homeownership work exactly the way everyone said it would. His father bought a house, built equity, retired with something to show for it. So at 31, with a tech salary, 2 years of savings, and a credit score of 741, Marcus figured he was next in line. He wanted something simple, a 3-bedroom house, a reasonable neighborhood in Austin, maybe a small backyard. Nothing extravagant, just the next logical step. The median price for that next logical step in Austin right now, $445,000. He opened a spreadsheet. What he found in the next 90 minutes changed everything he thought he understood about buying a house in America in 2026. The math nobody runs for you. Let's run the numbers exactly the way Marcus did, every single line. The national 30-year fixed mortgage rate right now is 6.2%. Marcus wants to buy at $445,000. He has $58,000 saved, enough for a 13% down payment. His loan amount, $387,150. Monthly mortgage payment at 6.2%, $2,375. But that is just a starting number. That is not his housing cost. Add property tax. Texas has one of the highest property tax rates in America, averaging 1.6% annually. On a $445,000 home, that is $593 a month. Homeowners insurance in Texas, $220 a month. PMI, because Marcus didn't hit 20% down, $260 a month. Maintenance reserve, the money every homeowner needs set aside for the roof, the HVAC, the water heater, all the things nobody warns you about, 1% of home value annually, $371 a month. Add it all up. Total monthly housing cost, $3,819. Now let's look at what Marcus actually takes home. On a $130,000 salary in Texas, which has no state income tax, Marcus takes home approximately $7,950 a month after federal taxes. His housing would consume 48% of his entire take-home pay. The rule every financial expert agrees on: housing should not exceed 30% of gross income, or roughly 35% of take-home pay. Marcus is looking at 48%. He ran the numbers again, then a third time. The number didn't move. But before Marcus even gets to the monthly payment, he has to clear the front door first. The standard recommendation, 20% down. That's how you avoid PMI. That's how you get the best rate. That's what every mortgage advisor tells you. 20% on $445,000, $89,000. Marcus has $58,000. He is $31,000 short of the full 20%. At his current savings rate of $1,200 a month, he closes that gap in about 26 months, a little over 2 years. Except here's the trap inside the trap. Austin home prices have been falling, down nearly 19% from their 2022 peak, but they're not falling fast enough or far enough to help him close the gap. The market is stabilizing. The correction is slowing. The finish line is not running away from him as fast as it was, but it is still not standing still. And then there's the debt almost nobody mentions at family dinners. Marcus has $36,000 in student loans, close to the national average for a bachelor's degree holder in 2026. That debt lives inside every mortgage application he files. It tightens his debt-to-income ratio. It shrinks what the bank will approve him for. It's invisible to his parents, but completely visible to every lender in America. His father bought a house carrying zero student debt. Marcus is trying to buy a house with an anchor tied to his ankle, and the bank can see it even when nobody else can. So Marcus asked a question you're probably asking right now. How did we get here? When did buying a normal house become this hard? 3 things happened, all of them real, all of them verified. Number 1, America stopped building. For decades, local zoning laws, rising construction costs, and neighborhood politics kept builders from putting up enough homes to match demand. The population kept growing. The homes did not. Basic supply and demand. When supply is low and demand is high, prices go up. And they went up for 30 years straight. Number 2, nobody selling. The majority of American homeowners locked in mortgage rates below 4% during the pandemic era. Some locked in below 3%. If those people sell today, they have to buy another home at 6.2%. Their monthly payment would nearly double overnight on the same priced home. So they're not selling, they're staying put. And when existing homeowners don't sell, inventory stays low and prices stay high. It's a trap that locks buyers out and locks sellers in at the same time. Number 3. Austin got hit from both sides. During the pandemic, Austin became one of the hottest markets in America. Prices exploded 41% in a single year. Builders flooded the market with new construction to chase those prices. Then the migration slowed, remote work policies tightened, mortgage rates spiked, and suddenly Austin had too many homes and not enough buyers. Prices have fallen nearly 19% from their 2022 peak, but they fell from $550,000. Landing at $445,000 is not affordable. It's just less unaffordable. And for Marcus, that's a very important distinction. The Great Reset. Here is what Marcus eventually found when he dug deeper into the data. Economists and analysts at Redfin are calling what's happening right now the Great Housing Reset. Not a crash, not a collapse, not 2008. Something slower and arguably more frustrating. A prolonged period where home prices grow at almost zero while wages gradually catch up. The market doesn't fall apart, it just flatlines, and everyone who was priced out waits for their income to finally close the gap. For someone trying to buy today, that's cold comfort. But for someone who plays it strategically, it's actually a roadmap. What Marcus did. Marcus ran every number, 3 times, on 2 different spreadsheets, and he made a decision that felt wrong the first time he made it. He stopped trying to buy the house his father told him to buy on his father's timeline. Not because homeownership is a bad idea, because buying a $445,000 house where 48% of his take-home pay disappear into housing costs every single month is not building wealth. It's surviving inside a mortgage while calling it success. So Marcus did 3 things instead. First, he kept renting his $1,850 a month Austin apartment. At $3,889 to own versus $1,850 to rent, he saves $1,969 every single month by not buying right now. Second, he took that $1,969 monthly difference and put it directly into an S&P 500 index fund. At historical average returns, that $1,969 monthly difference compounds into over $330,000 in 10 years. Third, he set a real rule, not a feeling, not a timeline from his parents, a rule. When total monthly housing costs fall below 35% of his take-home pay, he buys. Not one day before, not because the family is asking, not because a real estate agent tells him it's the right time, when the math works. Marcus didn't give up on owning a home. He refused to buy one that would quietly hollow out his financial life while looking perfectly normal from the outside. The lesson. The housing market in 2026 didn't break overnight. It broke slowly, through decades of underbuilding, a pandemic that sent prices into the stratosphere, interest rates that doubled in 18 months, and a lock-in effect that keeps millions of existing homeowners frozen in place. And the result is a market where a 31-year-old software engineer making $130,000 in Austin, Texas, a salary that puts him well above the national average, still can't comfortably afford a median-priced home in his own city. That's not a personal failure. That's what the math looks like in 2026. Here is the only number that matters before you buy any home right now. Take your monthly take-home pay, multiply it by 0.35. That's your ceiling, your absolute maximum total housing cost, including mortgage, taxes, insurance, PMI, and maintenance. If the home you want pushes you past that number, it's not your home yet. Not because you failed, not because you're doing something wrong, not because you're behind. Because the math doesn't care about your parents' timeline. It doesn't care what your real estate agent says is normal. It doesn't care that your father did it at 28. The math is the math. Marcus is still renting, still investing the difference, still watching his account grow every single month. And every time someone asks him when he's finally going to stop throwing money away on rent, he opens his investment account, checks the balance, and smiles. If this video finally gave a number to something you've been feeling for a long time, share it with someone who's being pressured to buy before they're ready. Subscribe for more real financial stories, real verified numbers, real 2026 math, zero sugarcoating.